Just 2 games into the Premier League season, and I find myself wanting to say something that seems completely ridiculous. And that is, are Liverpool out of the title race already? And I know what you're thinking. That sounds like such an over-the-top reaction. But is it? I mentioned in the video last week, after Liverpool drew with Fulham, that the reason why it felt so hard to take was that when we're competing with Manchester City, this isn't a normal league title race. This is a season where you have to get 95 plus points to win the league. And that means you can only afford to draw 7 or 8 times. And we've already drawn 2 in 2 games. And this wasn't City away and Spurs away or Chelsea away. This was Fulham away and Crystal Palace at home. I have to say it's concerning. Like, I don't doubt this team. Of course not. They've accomplished so much. You can't feel like that. But you got to say, we've an uphill battle already. 4 points behind Manchester City after just 2 games. So disappointing. I find first half played some good stuff, created some chances. Nunez had that cross that came in that he got totally wrong. He volleyed way over the bar. And then there was that second one that he took down in the chest. He ended up hitting the ball. It hit the post. Could have done better for sure. I mean, there were 2 very, very good chances. Salah had multiple shots as well. Elliott had a shot block that was going to go in. So we played well first half, generally speaking. But the problem is that the one chance that Crystal Palace had hit the back of the net. When I saw the team sheet, I was shocked to see Phillips in there. Gomez has just signed a new 5-year deal. And with Matip out and Kanate out, you're thinking, has to be Gomez. And from not the start, what a knock if Phillips was actually picked ahead of him. Apparently, though, it was injury related, and I didn't think that Gomez could play the full 90 minutes. And that's why he didn't start. Okay, fair enough. It's crazy to think, though, that a few weeks ago, you're looking at Phillips being 5th choice centre back. 2 games into the Premier League season, and he's starting. And Palace just sat back deep, tried to soak up pressures, tried to limit space, and hit on the counter-attack. And it worked. Zaha was up front by himself, making runs off Phillips, of course, didn't go near Van Dijk. And that's how they got the goal. But it's not like Liverpool haven't been behind before and we've come back. We always have been able to come back. But in this game, once Nunez got set, what was he thinking? What was he thinking? It does make you worry a bit about the temperament. Anderson was all over him. He was trying to wind him up. But that's going to happen in Premier League. Now, because that happened, he's probably going to get targeted. Remember Wayne Rooney? He had the passion, he had the fire. But after it happened a few times, everyone used to try to get him sent off because they know he might react. Nunez has to be so careful not to build that reputation. But once he came off, it was an uphill battle, and I did fear the worst at one point. If we lost to Palace at home after drawing to Fulham, it would have been a disaster. It's already hard to take with the 2 draws. But if we'd gone 5 points behind City, that would have been rough. It would have been rough. The team worked hard when they were down to 10 men, but we didn't create much in the second half. And thank God for Diaz's goal. It was pretty much out of nowhere. And I had been starting to think, where's the goal going to come from? And I was starting to, of course, look to Mane a little bit because first half Diaz, he was playing okay. And normally he is direct, but he just wasn't carrying any real goal threat. He wasn't trying to take his man on. He kept cutting back inside and playing the ball backwards or sideways. But that goal, he skipped past about 5 players, and he's been threatening to score a really similar goal to that for a long time. He's hit the crossbar multiple times. He's hit the post multiple times. He's had a goal disallowed in a similar fashion against Fulham last week. But this time it hits the back of the net, and what a goal, and how important that might prove to be. Unfortunately, after that, though, there were a few long-range shots. Carvalho had a good effort, 5-6 minutes from the end, but we didn't really look like scoring. Down to 10 men, though, for over half an hour, so understandable. We still looked like the more likely to score, even down to 10 men, so we have to commend the players for that, for the work rate. Tsimikas came on. I mean, it says a lot that Robbo came off. He was playing okay, but he hasn't quite been on it, I find. I have found for the last while. He can certainly do better. And Tsimikas came on because when we pen a team in, he has better delivery. But not today, he didn't. Oh my God, one after another, overhit crosses way over the forwards. And as the game drew on, we were getting more and more desperate long balls. I mean, Salah was up front by himself. We were lumping it up to him with at least 2 or 3 defenders there, all over 6 foot. I mean, like, that's not a tactic. We have to be smarter. One of the pluses was Elliott. He did well. He had nice touches, retained the ball well. His off-the-ball work was good, won it back a few times. Could have scored. Again, showing good visions, showing intelligent play. Keep it up, Elliott. We still need to see some more end product from him, more directly involved in assists or goals. But the man's only 19, and there is certainly a bright future for him. Fabinho played okay, but first half he was getting skinned quite a few times. It's normally not that easy to dribble past Fabinho, but it happened quite a few times today. Phillips, in fairness to him, besides the goal, he did pretty well. Didn't do a lot wrong. And it's hard to blame him too much for the goal. I know Zaha ran off him, but Zaha's got a lot of pace. And when you play that high line, tied with the offside trap, we always give away one-on-ones. And Zaha, in fairness to him, finished it well. Milner he was okay, but that lack of quality, some of his passing, some of the way he uses the ball under pressure, it's just not good enough for like a really top team. He should not be in our starting lineup. He's a good squad player. I recognize he has a huge amount of leadership importance for the atmosphere in the dressing room, but he should not be starting for a team with the kind of aspirations that Liverpool have. Salah generally, I mean, he could have scored a few times. Yeah, Diaz quiet first half, improved second half after the goal. Nunez, so disappointing that he got sent off. Guys, overall, I'm really, really down about this one. I don't know how you feel about it. 2 games in, 4 points behind City already. I mean, look, can we turn around? Of course we can. But we have to put a strong run together quickly. And no better place to start than Old Trafford next week. I mean, they were atrocious against Brentford. I'm confident we got to get 3 points in the next game. See you in the next one.